All right, let's get started. So for today, what are we doing? Today we are setting up Neovim configuration from scratch. There will be a two parts. The first part, that is this one, we are going to configure Neovim from scratch without plugins. So this is native out of the box experience you can get with Neovim. And then the other part will be with plugins that I use and all the things. I may showcase it here a little bit, but it's not the focus of this video at the moment. The second part will be the one where we're gonna talk about plugins, how to install, LSPs, all that, because it can get a bit convoluted. There's a bunch of information there, but you know, some people explain, they don't explain that well. So we're going to separate. So for now, this is like out of the box experience. This is what I would recommend if you are getting started with Neovim. You know, you want to use it. Why are we doing this? We're doing this just to, you know, add to the pile of videos that, you know, explain Neovim. It is an editor that I use for my professional work. I like it very much. And if I show here, there's like just a bunch of games. There's no other editor here, just Ghosty, and we are here. So I even have Neovim here. So the reason why we're doing this is, you know, in case you would like to transition or you're already a, you know, terminal comfortable person, then Neovim seems like the next best choice. Plus it has the Vim bindings, which are very, very relevant, and they're very present in pretty much every software that is out there. So this is why we're doing this video, to just, you know, help people out there. This is the type of video that I wish I watched when I was starting Neovim, so it kind of takes this fear of configuring Neovim by yourself. When should you watch this? It would be best if you are past the Vim tutorial, right? You know the Vim bindings, you know how to jump and, you know, do all this stuff with Vim. That will be my recommendation to when you should watch this video. And one thing before we even get started, so my recommendation, don't just, you know, go for Neovim, Vim, whatever, because I'm saying so, because you watch a video, you watch, you know, some Prime video, whatever. Do what works for you. It works for me, luckily. I'm sharing in case it works for you. But for example, if you are a heavy VS Code user, you could just, for example, learn the Vim bindings, use it in VS Code, and that's it. You don't have to transition here because it can get convoluted. There's a steep learning curve. You have to read a bunch of documentation. So if you're not willing to do that, dedicate maybe a couple days to just really learn and tweak Neovim the way you want. It might not be for you. So please, please, please keep that in mind. So yeah, let's get started. So a little bit more yapping before we actually get going. Neovim and Vim, what is the difference? So they are basically the same. They are basically the same. They have Vim in the name. So if I do, I don't know, and Vim, you can see, you know, Vim version, whatever. So they have the Vim in the name. So that means they both stand for, you know, the original VI. There's more history before that, but let's not get into that. But so yeah, the original VI, then you had Vim extended or Vim improved. And now we have Neovim, which is even a deeper version than Vim. The main difference is just Neovim supports Lua. You can see it has the Lua JIT built in, and then that helps us with the configuration. And has a couple tweaks on top of Vim that makes it better out of the box experience. I installed here, I'm on what? I'm on Artix. I don't have NeoFetch, you know, we do real work over here. So I'm on Artix, so I installed Vim, regular Vim, standard Vim, and it didn't have the copy paste feature because it wasn't built in or whatever the hell. I don't know, call it skill issues or whatever, but it didn't work. So I'm using Vim because it has it supported, whatever. So the main difference is, okay, now that you know the Vim bindings, it's just, okay, what kind of configuration I want to use underneath. If you want to use Vim script, which is the original configuration for Vim, just use Vim. But if you want to use the NVim or Neovim plugins with Lua and it's easier, go that route. I would recommend to you to keep both separate. Don't, for example, use Neovim Vim scripts inside Neovim. You can do that, but I don't recommend. That's why they put the, you know, Lua built in in there. So most configuration, everything that works on Vim should work for Neovim because they try to rebase on top of it. But maybe some configurations for Neovim will not be on the standard Vim. So something to keep in mind. What else is there? I think that's it, just to give you a high level difference. This is the version of Neovim that we're going to be working with. I believe this is the latest. I'm on a rolling distro. So let's get going. So before anything, let me find a project here. What do we have here? I believe dev and then Puny. There you go, Puny Linux. I built this on stream. You know, we have a couple things here. No, evolution source. Yeah, I have a couple things here. Blah 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 blah. I'm just, you know, just showing some stuff. Okay, let's start with the CLI. As you saw, I have an alias for Vim is not working. Hold on. Because it's not. Okay, try maybe Vim. NVim. I don't know. Which? Hold on. Which V? There you go. So I have an alias built in. If we do like this. I think I get it. So I have a global alias of V to Vim, and then you have Vim link to Neovim. It's kind of convoluted, but it allows me to, you know, as you saw, I just call V and then I type. You can use VI, you can use other things. Oh, one more thing I forgot to mention. I have the same setup pretty much across. I have my configs in Git. I'll probably add some Git repo in here so you can copy paste whatever. But I use it on Mac and on Linux. I don't use Windows, thank God. The reason for that, I don't know, check on the description. I'm gonna add a second video on why I don't use, you know, Windows and VS Code, why I left that. But long story short, it's, yeah, it got pretty bad, and yeah, I don't trust Microsoft anymore. I think they have management incompetence, because technical people there, I believe they're very talented, but the management doesn't allow them to shine and work on things that they should be working. Instead, they push them to work on something else. But, you know, hey, that's another conversation for another time. All right, yeah, so let's keep going. So as you can see, yeah, this is kind of how we have, this is how I have set up. Of course, you can have set up the way you want. That's the entire point of this video, that you can just take what is here and then customize it to whatever the hell you want. Okay, so now let's actually get going with the Neovim. So we just, you know, after you install, you're gonna have Neovim. Just check your version. Version could be different. If you're on a rolling distro, you get the latest, but if you're not, you may get you know, older version. So it could be different, and then, you know, future versions might change the configuration and things can be different. So just FYI. Let's start with the CLI. So in the CLI, before even we open the damn thing, we can do the following. We can do, you saw that, for example, if I open and then I go here, this is kind of how it looks like for me. There's some colors going, whatever. But if I don't want this at all, I can just do v -u, Neovim and u, and then, for example, here you just put a name. The idea here is that this, I believe, let's see, so I don't lie to you. What the hell is it? There you go. Use this configuration file. So if you specify a file that doesn't exist, or if you type none, usually people just type none, what happens is you're gonna get a Neovim that doesn't load your configuration. You can see that, for example, the UI is completely different when I open the file that I'm always messing up. And then this is more or less how Neovim from scratch looks like. And I'm gonna open here, and this is how it looks like on my configuration. So you can see I have some errors going, whatever. This is not present on the original vanilla version. You can consider this as a standard, you know, no configuration. And it's great to know this, because in case you're gonna make a mistake, you've seen a weird error or whatever in your, whenever you load your configuration, you can compare with the original one if what's happening. Another difference is, for example, if I open with what the hell am I doing? Yeah, there you go. if I open like this, you can see that we have this dashboard, this how do you call this, splash message. While if I open with mine, I don't have. You saw it for a few frames there, but I have it disabled. All right, so what else is there? There is the V is for verbose. This is another trick that I would recommend for you to know. So that means, okay, every single call that Neovim is doing, you're gonna be able to see and tell what the hell is happening. Let me see, show you something very interesting. So take a look at this. So this is the file that we're gonna talk next. So pretty much this is the initial source configuration for Neovim, but we're gonna get into that. You can see that you can load the Vim sourcing, whatever, but you know, just use Lua. That's my recommendation. Anyways, with the Vir version, you can put into a file, so there in the flags, you can just see everything. So you have to press enter a bunch of times, but at least you're seeing exactly what it's doing. Yeah, think like this is the super hyper verbose mode, and then here are some messages, and then some more messages. You can see that we see the dashboard, but in my configuration somewhere, keep going, there is a lot, but you know, it's important to know. Eventually, what if I press escape? There you go. Eventually it disappears. It comes in the dashboard and then it disappears. Then it keeps showing you messages. And then if I press to enter, it's gonna print a bunch of messages. So you kind of know everything that is happening, all the events and everything. But we're not, you know, we're not gonna do that. And then even when you're closing, you can see that there's some messages here, whatever. So yeah, now you know these two. That's great. There's one more people don't talk about. It's headless. When the hell would you need headless? I don't know. If you are in a CI, for example, you have your configuration in Git and you want to load in the configuration to make sure, you know, everything is okay. This is a good option to know. I'm not gonna lie, I kind of forgot how do you call it. I believe is with this one, so we're gonna try. So let's see. If I press enter, yeah, it just, you know, errors out or whatever. But if I press, for example, plus Q, it exits. So it loads in Neovim, does everything that it needs to do, but then it doesn't load the interface, so it's headless mode, but then you pass a command via plus, so it's gonna exit. So it's just gonna, you know, execute this command after the configuration in first file. I don't know what this means, but after configuration, that means it's gonna load in the configuration, and then after the configuration is done, it's gonna execute this command. So it's good to you know, it's good to know in case you want to implement in the CI somehow. All right, I believe you can pass the configuration file as well, but doesn't mention here. Anyways, let's get started. There are other things if you really want to dig into there, but these are the ones that I've used. Now, if we open, I'm gonna start using my alias for easier use. Here we can quit. Let's actually do it here. So they are the commands. So here we're in command mode. You can see it says command here. Here you have a couple options within Neovim. You can, I believe you can say hello. Fuck, doesn't work. Wait, what if we code this guy? There you go. It says hello. We can set some stuff. For example, I don't know, line. No, what was it? Number. You can set the number. You can see we have whatever. So you can do some stuff here. You can write even Lua stuff, but you know, I'm not an expert, so I don't know. But let's try it. Print. What was it? Hey, there you go. It print hey. This is the most basic thing I know how to do with this. Yeah, I'm recording a video, Knocker. I'm setting up some stuff. Don't worry about me. Okay, so after that, what do we do? Oh, after that, there is two more commands I want to show. So there is check health. So it's gonna load in and give you like messages on how everything was loaded. In this version, we're including the plugin. We're gonna run it again whenever we don't have the plugins. Don't worry. If you go at the bottom, you can kind of get, oh, for example, provider. Provider is from Vim. 3 is also from from Vim, and then you have LSP, but this is now just configuration. So we're gonna just rerun this again. So these are a couple commands that are good to know. Okay, with that, let's finally talk about the configuration. So configuration, it goes pretty much into your CD, to the home folder, and here you're going to have Vim folder. So with this Vim folder, what we're gonna do is we're gonna enter there. Then you have this. So this is pretty much my entire configuration. You can see not that big, if I can truly be honest, but you know, try to be minimalistic over here, have a bunch of stuff. But the file we care about, and this is the entry point, is the file called init.lua. Init.lua. So we're just gonna rename this to, I don't know, init, or you know what, let's just do old, so nothing loads in. So we just do nvim.old. So yeah, the idea is for us to, you know, create from scratch. So you have here, it's just the home folder for my user, and then you have .config, and then now we're going to create nvim. Let's get in there, and now we have it. So this is the default configuration as I showed. Let's get going. So we start with the init.lua, and then we're gonna do the same thing we did before. So we just do hello. There are a couple of things we can do here. We can do a SO. The primer just said it's shout out, but no, it's actually sourced. If I do SO, it will source this file, and then you see we have some error message. But this is good because it's telling us that it read our configuration. I believe this is because echo is for Vim script, and this is Lua. So let's change. So let's do instead print, and then we do shout out, and then you can see we have it hello. We can start, if you want, you can be a troglodyte and just set everything here before I set the number. For example, you can see I don't have number, but if I do set number, wait, I don't think this will work. Wait a second. I believe it's going to be, oh shit, I don't think it's gonna work. Yeah, it's not gonna work. Wait a second. I'm gonna cheat a little bit. Let's do the following. Yeah, let's do like this. I'm just gonna copy paste from my old configuration. That'll be the easiest for me. Come here. Yeah, that's fine. And then here, that's also fine. And then we're gonna go here. Just give me a moment, and then yeah. So yeah, we have to configure everything for Lua because we use the Lua, we're not using the Vim script. But the configuration that I want to set it up is this one. I'm gonna copy paste because that's what we're gonna do over here. With the big boys, that copy paste. Ah, see, the copy paste is not working. Copy paste is not working. That's the thing with Vim. If you right click, yeah, and don't be scared, afraid of using the mouse. You can see even I use the mouse. So people that say, oh, don't use the mouse, don't listen to them. Just do what the hell you want. So in Lua, this will be the configuration. There you go. You can see we shout out or we source the file, and then now we have the line number. So this is the configuration. This is how it looks like. We're going to be doing more, but notice we are using this. We are using this file, yeah. When we can write everything inside a single file, but the idea is, to spread it out and make it more maintainable, yeah. Otherwise, you're gonna end up with a 1,000, 2,000 lines file, so it's not a great approach. So instead, let me cheat again, and we're going to do the following. The way I created is the following. I have, and this is the first part that we're gonna do today. Oh shit, it's not working. Okay, let me just copy paste. Use the mouse. There you go. We save, and then we are going to exit. You can see we're having some error. That's fine, but most importantly is that we see that our option is being recognized. We'll explain in a bit what's happening. So let's fix that, shall we? Another thing, we can use in the command mode, you can use the shell directly. If you just do an exclamation mark, you say hello, this works. But this is coming from the shell. You can do something like this. What can we do? True. I don't know. You can think some stuff. But at the moment, let's do the following. If we do ls, yeah, because we can use the shell, you can see that we only have this init.lua. This is the file that we are editing. If we open this file, all right, you can see, oh, we're trying to require, which is pretty much an import. You can think import from Python. Some type of core with options. What the hell is happening here? So this is a function, yeah, from Lua, whatever. What happened is we are here. Let me show it again. So we are here. So while we are here, Neovim is expecting, it's already configured to do that. You don't have to do it. You can load that Lua inside of a Lua folder, right? Whatever you put it in here. So that's what we're going to do. So we're going to create a mkdir Lua Lua folder, but let's use the parent, and then you here. We name this core, so let's name it core. You can use a different naming, you can do different configuration, but I think this is the cleanest and more leanest way to do it. This is why I do it. Some people, they put their names in there, so feel free to do it if that's what you want. But I'm going to proceed. So if we in Neovim version 0.12, there is a reload, so you can just do a reload. Right? Is it a restart? Yeah, restart. Restart, it's going to restart your configuration because, you know, what people used to do before this version, they used to quit and then load, quit and load, quit and load. So yeah, they just added a reload. But reload is kind of shitty because you can see close my file. You kind of have to specify which file you want to load after the reload. But yeah. Let's go. So let's see once again the error. So although we created the folder, we're still missing, this is the name of the folder, we're missing the file, right? So let's go and fix that. So we have here, and let's have core options.lua, and here we're going to just do print, I don't know, print hello from options, and then we save. Now if we press restart, you can see we get no error. That's good. And then we have the hello from options. That's what we wrote there. That means to me that the requirement or the importing is working. Yeah, we will have more importing here, but my idea is the init.lua should be very, very lean. You load in the core configurations first, and then later you load in your plugins, because you don't, you know, if you load in your plugins first, you don't know if that option is coming from the plugins or not. Some plugins, they change a bunch and they do a bunch of stuff. So yeah, something to be aware of. But yeah, let's get inside this options. So since we have these options, we can just do whatever the hell we want. And then I'm going to cheat once again. Let's do the following. If I do, wait, I just noticed that, why is, hold on, is Neovim full screen? Oh, there you go. Yeah, I'm like, what the hell? Yeah, sorry for that. So I'm gonna use AI here. Blame me, I don't know, it's my fault or whatever, but it's just easier to explain that way. So these are the configurations that, but I'm gonna, you know, try to explain, of course. I'm gonna use that AI because it's free. You can use whatever the hell you want. I'm just gonna tell it the following. So add a comment to every line, so I understand what it does. Yeah. And then I'm gonna add first nvim lua config. Yeah. And then there you go. It didn't go, don't know why. Let's change to Claude fast, that's enough, and then just let it cook, let the AI cook. So while the AI is cooking, we can come back here, go to go to what? Go to core. Sorry, I always forget. Lua core options. This is how we have. All we're going to do is now copy paste from here because it's gonna have the comment and then we're going to use it. So let's go line by line. So let's go like this. If something forgets, we're just gonna redo it. So here we can simply delete. Right now, at the moment, we're simply going to use this this mouse, but we're gonna try to fix it later. So what is this? We have to use local. That's because Lua, whenever you set up a variable, it will set up in a global scope. So you set it local, so it remains in this file. So that's why we're using this. So you have it like this, and then you're setting up some stuff, and then you see what AI wrote. Let's see. Create a shorthand reference for OPT for setting the options. That is correct. Create a shorthand reference for G, which is for global variables. I'm gonna be honest with you. I do not know the difference between OPT and globals. Another thing, something I forgot. You can use help. Yeah, there is help or simply H, and then you can simply type what you want. Let's try vimg. See, it just says global editor variables key with no return. Key with no value returns new. It's like, okay, what is the difference? I don't know. I genuinely don't know. I genuinely don't know. I don't know. I just use it. Take a look at this link. This link, if we open, unfortunately, we have to use this. Let's see if it's gonna work. It worked. Nice. So here you can come and then you have pretty much the same thing, and then you have most of the options that we're going to be using here. Actually all of them, if I can be honest. Let's type something, I don't know, number. Then we do, I believe, with quote like this. Yeah. And then you're gonna have some highlight, and then you just click, and then it's gonna tell you what exactly this does. My idea is we don't change something that is already default from one version to another. It could be turned on or changed because Neovim is a little bit more progressive when it comes to this, while Vim tends to be a little bit more static. So from time to time, check if that configuration is already on, so you can remove it from here. So that's what we're going to do. So we're going to be using mainly the OPT. That's because OPT refers to the options that we're going to be using here. But G, there's some particular settings that cannot be set with OPT. So that's pretty much the difference. All right, back to our helpful AI assistant. Let's just copy all of this. We're gonna go scope by scope, copy here, and then we're gonna paste. There you go. All right, so what is happening here? We still don't have the line numbers, but it's fine. We're gonna survive. Once you added things, you can always shout out. Shout out, that means whenever your source is just gonna load in as a configuration file, but if you close, it's gonna exit because we're putting inside of this file. It's gonna get loaded every time you restart the damn thing. So what is happening here? You have map leader. This is a very important thing. So it's as AI said, it uses a prefix for custom key binding. So there'll be additional key bindings that we're gonna use. Especially with plugins. So you want your Vim binders to be different from your plugins key binder. This is why you use the leader key. The plugin manager that we're going to use lazy forces you to have this set up. So this was mainly the reason. Some people, they don't use space because empty space is space key. Some people, they use, comma, they use something else. So yeah, but we're gonna use space the way it was. Local leader, this is just in case. I don't think this is really needed. And then the copy pasted is here. You can see it's going to use the OSC 52 clipboard. I have no idea what this is, but my understanding is that this is kind of a fallback clipboard in case the copy paste doesn't work. For example, you saw that I had to, select, right click with the mouse and then paste in order to paste. So I copy with the mouse, I had to paste with the thing. So with this, I don't know why it doesn't work with Vim, but it worked with Neovim. Don't ask me. This one will do the following. It will handle the clipboard posting, copy pasting to the terminal. My terminal in this case is Ghosty. So Ghosty I'm just gonna show you soon. So it's just gonna copy using Ghost, and Ghost will pass that to the system, to the global system. This is why it will make it so, okay, your system clipboard and your Neovim clipboard will pretty much stay in sync. If you don't have this, you kind of, have to rely on other methods. So if I do help clipboard, you can read a little bit about it, but I'm not gonna lie, it's a bit confusing because, for example, you have this list. If you read here, it is something like this: the presence of the keyboard. Neovim supports these keyboard tools in order of priority, right? It says right here, in order of priority. You will look at here. Oh, if supported by the terminal, you would think, okay, I don't need to turn it on, but it turns out from my testing that, yeah, I have to explicitly turn it on, otherwise it's not gonna work. So a bunch of yapping, let's do it. So if I press Y should copy. If I paste here, there you go. It kind of works. It kind of works. Do we have... Or wait, no, it didn't work. Sorry, no, I'm lying, because this is what I highlighted. Okay, let's see if we can oh, the file was not saved. Oh, okay, let's try again. Oh, no, sorry, you have to shout out the file. Let's see. Will it work now? Fuck, it's not working. We're gonna try it out later. For now, let's move on. Wonder why it's not working, because it usually works, but maybe additional settings are needed. Here, I have no idea what this is. I just stole this one from NVChat. Let's do the following. If I just close it, I don't think there's a difference between closing and restart. If you open the path, this is how it's gonna look like. So if I do this, you can see that this is pasting. How about here? How about here? No, it's not. Why? See, this is one of those things where now you kind of have to go debug, read the documentation, why. So this is why I said at the beginning, maybe Neovim is not for everybody. But it's okay. We're gonna see if this is going to happen near the end. For now, let's continue. Then you have the line numbers. So we're just gonna come here. Thank God. No. Oh, yeah, see, it didn't work. Wait a second. It doesn't matter, just paste. Oh, see, we're supposed to get this message. Yeah, so it's working, but it's not. You can see waiting for OC52 response from the terminal, Ctrl-C to interrupt. So this is the message that we were supposed to get. So basically, I tried to copy something, paste into Neovim. Neovim, instead of capturing what is in the system, it cannot for some reason. Don't ask me. Instead, it's trying to capture what the terminal can see, because the terminal has access to the system clipboard. And this is the message that Ghost is sending. Hey, an application is attempting to read from clipboard. The current clipboard contents are as below. You can remember this choice, allow or deny. This doesn't happen on Mac. Don't ask me why. I have no idea. At the moment, we're going to allow. And then we... and then there you go. We have this. We're going to save and source. You can see, as you can see, we have it. But why can't I paste from the terminal? Oh, wait a second. No, this is not. Oh, wait, maybe we need more settings, because pasting to the clipboard is working. There you go. Yeah, so we need more settings. Okay, so this will be working later on. So yeah, let's keep going for now. Yeah, so these two, this one is what? Absolute line dimension left. Yeah, so basically this sets the line number. But again, if you don't know what the hell am I turning on, you can simply come here to this link or just check documentation. I believe they are the one and the same, but if I just type here number, it's gonna tell you print each line. Okay, let me zoom out a little bit so we can have a little bit more real estate. And then there you go. So yeah, this turns on line number, this turns on relative line number. What is the difference? So if I do this, I do shout out. How about restart? But then I have to press Lua. Oh, what am I doing? Command really. Oh wait, maybe edit. Oh yeah, there you go. Yeah, there you go. So you can see line number is simply turns on line number on the left. By default, it's disabled, but with this, can I do this? No. God damn it. There you go. Like this and then boom. While relative line number allows me to jump, so this is easier for me. But it's very finicky whenever you're sharing your screen, and then they like, why line 7? Then you go up. Oh no, now it's line 6. So yeah, there's a little bit of confusion there. But yeah, let's keep going. This one is about the timing. Yeah, but it's not pasting. Why you're not pasting, you freaky dicky? I just pasted, enter, boom. 5, 7. There you go. All right, so this one, it's about the update time. So the update time by default is very, very high. This one, we just set it up to a lower time. So this will be coming handy later, but for now, let's just move on. There's a bunch of this. This is file handling, for example. Oh, we can use in combination with this. For now, a bunch of manual pasting, but eventually it'll make sense. Now we can source. There you go. So for example, notice here. We now dealing with file handling. So by default, we just use Unix. Even on Windows it works, but CRLF on Unix it doesn't work. So it's better just to set this up. Undo file through. Is this default? But is this disabled by default? Undo file. Let's go. Let's see. Yeah, it is disabled by default. Basically, it tells Vim to automatically save undo history. Then you, for example, let me give you an example. If I do now, because now we have it on. So if I do like this, oh, it's not working. Yeah, there's no autosave. Whatever. Yeah, I saved it, or you don't need to save. You just need to go to normal mode. So if I press U, it undoes the changes. So it's really, really good. Swap, yeah, swap files are kind of annoying. I don't think they're needed, especially when we're going to add the autosave feature. So yeah, this is not needed. So I disable. Auto-write all. These, even though it says auto-write all, it doesn't work the way it says. Yeah, it says here automatically save or modify buffer when leaving insert mode or performing action. So let's test that theory. We decrease the timer, right? This update timer is how often it will check before it starts to perform actually this action. So if what it says is true, that means okay, we have this file that is modified. After what, 1.7 seconds, give or take, whatever, it should autosave. As you can see, it's not. I can leave the buffer not. So yeah, I don't know. This I have it, but yeah, I don't think this works as it says. Let's continue. So now we have some test manipulation. I think this now will give us the copy paste back and forth. So let's just paste, allow, and then shout out again. All right. So this one, what the hell is this? Auto format if the line doesn't end with a space to prevent double formatting. Honestly, I don't remember this one. Is that what it says? Format. Fuck. Wait. Format options. I don't remember this one. This is a sequence of letters which describe how automatic formatting should be done. So this relates to the formatting. Okay. And these letters, they are supposed to mean something. Honestly, I set this up long ago. I do not recall. Is this the one? No, I would have to check this one later. But yeah, I just used what was already there, set by me. So you feel free to look it up and change if you need. For now, let's just keep as it is. So this one, schedule. So schedule is here because Neovim work as a event loop, right? A single event loop like JavaScript, similar to it. So schedule simply say, okay, don't set this now, but set in the next run of the event loop or whatever. which is great. So for example, if you set an instance, you might have, sync problems or whatever. So I just use this so we can schedule the next run, which is fast enough. This one, shortness, short mess. So as it says here by the AI, so S is to suppress the intro message. That means we will not have that. And then intro splash. We could look it up, but yeah, this I set up by myself because I don't really care about the intro, the version, the dashboard, the rich dashboard, so I just skip that. This is switch wrap, so this tells how to wrap the lines. Yeah, this is how to, because this setting we have here as a function, we can technically just change this and then have it as a plus equal, right, by removing the end one, but I prefer to just have it this way. So this tells it how to handle line wraps, and then most important one is the uname. So technically, when you look at this, you're like, okay, this should be enough to work both ways, but for some reason it doesn't work. On Mac it works, but it doesn't. You can see now that we have a message copied to clipboard, so now we have clipboard working. So that's what it does. Let's actually try. Maybe I got it wrong, which is fine. Let's see. If we no, let's do a restart. There you go. So it reloaded the configuration because I already have everything configured. So if I come here and do YY, you can see. So this is working. So maybe this is not needed. Oh, I remember. So this one is enough to work both ways, as you can see. If I copy, I don't know, if I copy search, I come here and the end, the press space is working. However, this only works if Neovim is being run on the host. The reason why I have this is because before I needed Tmax. So in case I'm running Neovim inside of a container, inside of a VM, it doesn't have this host functionality or whatever the hell. So it has to rely on the terminal. So this is why I added this, which again should be working by default, but for some reason it doesn't. So yeah, it is what it is. So that's the difference between those two. Let's keep going. Then you have some search. This one should be self-explanatory. Now I can just paste, which is really good. Smart search, right? It says right here what it does. We're just gonna skip. Then this one. So later on we're gonna be working with splitting the windows, and I'm gonna show you my workflow. But for example, if I press H, I don't know, echo, whatever. Notice that it's opening on top for some reason. But with this, put it like this, then it splits below and then splits on the right. So I saved it. However, I didn't reload, I didn't source. So if I do virtual split, and let's go for the ini.lua, you can see it open here. I don't know about you, but I expect it to open on the other side, right? So if I quit here, I source this, now I do the same command, you can see it's opening on the right side. So that's exactly what it does. And it already has the line number, all the configuration that we already loaded. Here's about indentation. So this is the, this is to prevent the old war of tabs versus spaces. Feel free to look it up what this does. There's some comments here. But yeah, there's some line break here. Smart indent, that's really good. Break indent, that is really good. And then this just uses the tabs instead of spaces. So every time I press tab, because I like to press tab. Oh yeah, but we have to source the file. There you go. You can see it changed a little bit, but now if I press tab, it's just doing space. Yeah, space by the amount of 2. So regardless of the file that I'm managing, usually 2 that's enough. If they use 4 spaces, I can just tab twice. If they use more, I can just do more. Or if they just use 1 space, I can just press space once. Yeah. So this is to end the old war of tabs versus spaces, whatever. You can see we have some. Oh, there you go. We have some white spaces. We're gonna take care of that, but later. Let's continue. So these are folds. Honestly, I don't think they work. One of those features that I'm not sure, is it working, is it not working. I used to rely on 3-seater, then it worked fine, but now 3-seater doesn't work, so yeah, whatever. We're almost there. Now we get into appearance. So if we do this, Hey Bentley. We're gonna talk about gaming later, okay? For now, we are doing some technical bubbles shit. Ask any questions if you have. I'm gonna continue. So this one, show mode, is to remove the message. You can see here, but I think we're gonna need it. So yeah. But if we, okay, whatever, just keep it like this. Then this is what? This is to display the space time, Lama. Space tabs, whatever. This is scroll off. Scroll off is like the space in the end. So how much space do you want to see in the end? Because like this, you can see it's like a bunch of space. With 4, it's just gonna leave 4. Color, oh, this is my favorite. So this is the vertical line, so okay, you're not passing the limit. Then you have the cursor line. It's like, okay, whenever you have in the cursor, you show up something, because right now it's kind of bland. This one only highlight part of the number. So yeah, for example, here there's no highlight. We're gonna add here, and then this is what for the borders. So yeah, let's shout out this file. We don't see it, so let me try to reload. Oh, there you go. You can see this is the 80 characters delimiter, yeah, that we set it up. And then now we can see the space, so I can just go and delete it. That's great. So yeah, it's kind of working the way it's supposed to. Hang on a second. Okay, whatever. Let's keep going. Okay, so with that, we complete this, but something that is missing. I'm gonna be honest. You can set up the color scheme, right? Then you just press space, and then you have many color scheme here. But I'm gonna be honest, all of them suck. All of them suck. Like, what is this? I'm a vampire. What is this? I don't know. Dark blue. It's like one is worse than the other. There are some tolerable ones like Capuchin. I would say Capuchin is tolerable, but yeah, all of them suck. So yeah, for now, let's just set into my favorite, quiet, which just darks everything, which is really good. But you can see there's no option for that. Well, I found out an option for that. Wait. All right. Let's continue over here. Yeah, I found out a way to set it up. Where the hell is it? No, this is not the one. Oh, I'm looking at the wrong branch. There you go. Okay, so you have it here. We're just gonna call schedule again. All right. Then we're going to save. Yeah, this way we just call the color scheme that we want. Let's do the following. If I do color scheme, I'll actually test that theory. I believe the default one is Habamax. If I do a restart, there you go. It just loads in the configuration, which is really cool. All right, with that, I think we are done with the configuration. So you can see now we are shaping Neovim into being the editor that can be now usable, because the defaults fucking sucks. Most of these options don't fucking work. Yeah, but once you make it to a point where it's tolerable, it kind of works. So now let's continue. So if we go back, this is kind of how our init.lua worked. Now we're going to add what? Exactly, we're gonna add the mappings. If you saw, I was pressing a bunch of buttons. They were not working. So now that we have this, we can just go for Lua core. Why am I? Yeah, wait. Do this. And this is the power of Neovim, yeah? You just do stuff. See, I don't have the mapping for that, so we're gonna get it here. Lua core. There you go. So we have it now, just right. There you go. We gonna go here So this should be self-explanatory because I added like a description. But the idea is, okay, we have the function that calls map setting. I'm adding some options that I think they are reasonable. I'm adding the description. They are visible whenever you search for the mappings and so on. And I turn that into a function, and then that tells you the mode, which button we are going to press, and then which function is going to be executed, or which execution on that mapping, against that mapping. And then you add in the ops in the end. That's pretty much what it is. I try to split between the modes. So this is terminal. So whenever I'm in terminal mode, I press escape twice, it's gonna exit. Then there is this paste related. So if I press now YY and then paste, you can see pasted this. But if I delete, there was something weird, like, okay, you copy something. Let's see if that's reproducible. Hold on. Oh, so this is pasting. Okay. Now if I delete, it's here. I don't remember, not gonna lie. But just keep in mind, just add to your configuration. You can comment if it doesn't work. Ask AI, I don't know. We're gonna move on. So this is some automated insert. I was just trying to test some stuff. There's visual mode. I like this one. This is pretty much the behavior we have on VS Code. Let's source that. So if I highlight, if I press capital J, it's gonna move the highlighted area, K and J, which is pretty cool. By default, Neovim doesn't do that. Then there is this. It's like, okay, if I press the greater than, smaller than, or equal, it will set it up while in visual mode. And then there is leader slash. So let's see if this is gonna work. Yeah, there you go. Vim, default Vim doesn't have that. So if I press leader slash, it will just comment according to the language. It tries to be, sometimes it fails for the language that it doesn't know, but you know, it is what it is. Then you have this. This is in command mode. I believe similar to the shell first. Yeah, so it's like, okay, if I'm here, I can press tab, right? There was this behavior where if I press tab, then it would be empty, and then you have to press, and then while this one is just setting, okay, everything that I have highlighted is gonna set it up, and then, you know, something like, oh no, I think it was if I press enter. Oh, there you go. Yeah. Complete the path and press enter. So if I have the path highlighted, I press enter, it would just load it in. While this one is just gonna fill in, because sometimes, you know, want to change something or whatever, you are free to do so. These are some Emacs. This is what I was missing. So it's like, okay, if I have a bunch of stuff, I can just press Ctrl A. It's just like the shell, which is really good. And then I have also the K. So it's like, okay, I come here at the beginning and I press K, and then it kills it. I don't know why it doesn't have that by default, but whatever. Normal mode, oh boy. Same thing with highlight, with commenting. I don't know why it's called GC in visual mode, but then the other one is called GCC. I don't know. This is for the Italian folks out there. So if I press, what is it? What's this symbol? I always forget. Not comma. Fuck, I forgot. I forgot the name of this. Oh my god. Yeah, if you press this side, it's gonna trigger this. So basically, if you press this key, you don't have to press, for example, shift. Yeah, it's just good on the Italian keyboard, I heard, so I just copied this one. This is one, okay, I have highlighted. If I press escape, it removes. Windows, very important here. So by default, Ctrl W, it will select the window, but like this is going to forcefully just switch. So if I have it this, I want to go back to this file. I can just do like this, which is really good. And then you're gonna have a little bit more later. So yeah, just a bunch of things here. This is the behavior of tab. So if I do, I usually do, for example, like this. And then if I press tab, I can just switch between the files, which is pretty cool. Oh shit, I closed the wrong one. There you go, back we are. What else is there? Same with shift tab that goes before, and then I can do tab control N, just like yeah, just like the browser. If I do control N, same behavior. What else? Yeah, control W. Yeah, so here, very, very important. I set it control W to forcefully close the buffer. So if I press control W, it's not working. Great. Don't you love when things don't work? Oh, there you go. Yeah. So it wasn't sourced. Let's get back in there. So yeah, if if I just want to get rid of it, I just close the same with the browser. For example, we don't need this anymore with the AI. We just do control W. Yeah. And then we can quit this guy. So same thing, that just be careful with that, very dangerous. Control S is file save. For some reason it's not working. Why? Oh, maybe because the file is already, oh yeah, file is already saved. Whatever. Yeah, Control C is copy the file. This I took it from NVChat. And then final ones, we have the terminal. So usually whenever I'm, coding, I just do, for example, like this. I'm gonna change this behavior a little bit later, but yeah, you can just do this, or if you do TV, then you just, yeah. Okay, then that's enough. So this is the mapping. So we have a little bit of mapping in here. And then the final one for today is the auto commands. To set up the auto commands, let's go to where? To init.lua. We just copy, let's just say allow for everything. Yeah, then you just do, I believe it's auto cmd. Cmd is .lua. Oh, sorry. I believe you can end with .lua, but whatever. All right, so let me copy this file. We're gonna go one by one. So that's gonna be Lua core auto cmds. Same way we have it there, and then we paste. So it's the same idea. Local variables. This is the way to create auto commands. So the difference between auto commands and mapping is mappings is when the user triggers it, while auto commands are events that Neovim listens to. So basically, it's auto command. So that means, okay, it's automatically executed by Neovim on this event, while mappings is when you press a combination like you saw. Oh, I press tab, it does this, it does that. Patterns, please help me with these patterns. I don't think it's good enough. So basically, this is on type of file. You captured most of them, but sometimes it doesn't work. So I need some help with that. So there's auto command and command group. So command group allows pretty much to have a way to clear the auto commands. While if you just set up an auto command, it will retrigger on every buffer that you open, every file that you open. So that's why we set it up this way. So yeah, so we just set up the auto command, but they are going to be part of the auto command group, because you don't need any, at least in my point of view, I don't need anything else. Everything that I set up is just user. So if I need anything else, anything in particular, you can create more, but for me, this is more than enough. This is on resize, so how the hell do we do this? I believe R? No. It's gonna be hard to show this one because I have a, hold on, what if we do this? There you go. And then it comes back. So this one, you can see I'm resizing Neovim. But then let me open a split, for example. I need .lua, how would that behave? See, you can see nothing is pretty much happening. So the file is being squashed there. So with this, now that we have, the auto commands, whatever, if we shut out, now it will try to keep the size. You can see it's kept the size. So if it's like we're in this together, if I suffer, you have to suffer. So yeah, it tries to, on resize, it tries to keep the files reader, but you know, I use, you know, WM. Yeah, let's just undo that, source this guy again. Yeah, so this is what it does. So this one, we have finally autosave, and then we have some function. This is just a callback function. This checks if it's not modified or not modifiable. I don't know why we have to do both, but it is what it is. And then the next event loop call or whatever execution is gonna do all of this. This one doesn't work that well. I found a bug recently, so feel free to change or give me a better terminal close. But the idea is, okay, if I open a terminal, if you disable this, if you do this, then you do this. So no, you have to. Will that work? Oh no, I know. Wait. Do this, and then you type exit 1. Okay, I know. Let's do a restart. We are now on auto commands. There you go. So if I press this, I type exit 1. You can see that it stays here. Why? I don't know. I do not care about the exit code about this. Documentation said, oh, just do this, just do that. It's not working. So yeah, my workaround is this one, which doesn't work really well. Or it used to work, but now I found the bug, so we have to change this or whatever. This is to open the terminal. Because you saw before, when I opened the terminal, it didn't put me in insert mode, so I had to put insert mode by myself and then do it. So this just puts me in insert mode directly. I wish there was a simple way to just tell it, hey, just leave me alone, but this is not working. Yeah, then there is buff enter. But wait, this is open, this is enter. So if you open, this is one thing, but if I, for example, press double escape, if you remember from the mappings, I come out and then I come back in, I would like to be in insert mode, so this is why this is here. Folds is not working. So with that, we are done. So this is my Neovim configuration. This is the part 1. There will be a part 2 later. Part 2 is when we're going to set up all the things. Let me just do something real quick while we are here. If I do to Lua core in the options, there was something that I wanted. Oh, I got it. So here, and then we go to the sorry, to the appearance. So for just paste. So what this does is it sets it so regardless if you open many, you only have one status bar at the bottom. So yeah, that's the one I missed. Okay, I think that's it. I think that's it that I can think of. So now for the final thing, I'm just gonna show you my workflow. How I usually use Neovim with this. So usually I notice in my day job, I'm a DevOps. I usually don't use many files, so this is why I don't use any fancy things. I would like, okay, I have Vim, I can use that. I have Neovim, okay, I can use that. So this is why I set up, this way. I noticed that I don't edit that many files professionally at the same time, at least. My context usually goes from 1 to 3 files, max 5 files. More than that, if it is hard to keep track on what are you doing, when, and how, what file it is, where position. So I just usually try to, okay, I have one file open. For example, let's go to our source. Sorry, let's go to our source here. This is the file, for example, I was doing. I was building my own kernel, whatever. So I'm here. This is C project. Okay, I'm doing this. Okay. I usually come. Oh, okay. Let me increase the number here. So I just increase the number. Change a little bit. Maybe add a little bit of function, a little piece of code. That's it. Because we're not trying to, rewrite the entire code base that we're using professionally. So at best, I'm gonna open. Okay, this file. Okay, this is referencing. Oh, this is referencing a kernel. Okay, so let me open that. So I can just come here. Open this, and then I have this. Then I just go back and forth. Change a little bit. This is this. Okay, I change. Okay, then if I want to test something, I just open the terminal here, and then that's enough. Usually if I want more, this is why I set up the other mapping. So I just come here, I open a second tab, and then I go, for example, let me check common, then I check common, and then if I need common, then I just check common C, for example, and then I just go like this, and then I come back. Okay, and then once it's working, I just close everything. Then I just close everything right after I'm done my changes, everything formatted, whatever, and then I just do my git work here. So that makes it so, okay, I'm working on one thing at a time, so I don't lose context, so I don't have to memorize a bunch of things, and that's easier for me. Then I, you know, before committing, of course, I check the diffs, whatever. So that's high level my workflow. This is how I use it, and it's very easy to just take all this configuration, tell it to AI, and then it's gonna convert into a Vim RC. So let me show it to you. If you look here, this is pretty much the same thing that we set it up. Same mapping, same thing, whatever. High level the same. And this is how it looks like to set the event loop scheduling in Vim, but you know, it is what it is. So it looks ugly as hell. I think I forgot about the highlightings. Did I? Nah. We can't talk about it because it's actually part of the default. I'm gonna add it real quick here. So okay, there's the following. Okay, let's go there. So you just go and Vim. All right, and this one I'm just gonna cheat a little bit. So go back and Vim mode, and then you do after copy here. Okay, so if I go to that folder, notice that we have Lua, and then we have after. After is like, okay, after Neovim loaded everything, it will check here if you have anything to, you know, anything worth looking at. FT is it's against file type, so these are like, okay, inside the file type, this is the comment strings that I want to use. This is what I said about the GCC not working properly everywhere. It's not global, so yeah. While plugin is just things that you want. With this gives us a floating terminal. I will not go over this, just ask AI. And then your second one, we have highlight. Yeah, that's pretty much it. You have comments on what it does. So let's just do the following. Just restart. Let's restart on the init.lua. So if I were to come here, I would do the following. To do, right? Why is it not working? Why is not working? That's a good question. Those ones are supposed to be like automatically loaded. Maybe do I need to reload? Well, it's not working. God damn it. Okay, let's see. Yeah, because I don't have anything there. Or maybe we need the... Okay, that's interesting. Why the hell is it not working? So basically the idea is, okay, if we have this, it will simply showcase. But maybe, is it because of the color scheme? But for example, hold on, wait. Okay. Sure. So that was the reason. For some reason, it's not being loaded. I thought it would, because I don't have any other configuration. Okay, I will have to debug that. Maybe that is only done if you have the plugin manager, but I don't think so. It should be loaded by default. But anyways, this is kind of how it looks like. This works better with Vim. Neovim just highlight everything, just make everything bold. So yeah. But anyways, with that, in that case, whatever. This video is getting kind of long, so we're just gonna get going. So if I go with the plugin and then float terminal, if I shut out this as well, I can just do TF and then I have a pretty terminal. And the good thing about this terminal, unlike the other ones, it kind of remembers what I wrote it. So I can, for example, have something here. I just like, okay, blah, 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 blah. Oh, sorry, echo, blah, 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 a bunch of stuff. I'm like, oh, okay. So I'm waiting, okay, I'm here, I do my thing, I, you know, change my stuff, whatever. Oh, yeah, it didn't work. Okay, let me run it again, and then I just have it here. But I'm gonna be honest, I rarely use this one. So yeah, that's it. That's it for now, at least. We're gonna look at the other one, how to set it up this. I'm gonna have to debug why the hell is it not working. It should. Let's do the following. Let's do the V But let's do the H first. Verbose, level, and file. Can you do like this? V. Okay. Can I do it like this? Wait. And Vim log. Yeah, then I do and Vim log. There you go. You can see all the things that it's doing. But we don't need much. Now we just open with regular Neovim. And this is kind of what you do. You have to kind of know why the hell is it not working. And then if I search plugin, okay. Okay, let's go from the end. Yeah, it's, oh, wait. 15. This is the one. Line 23. Auto command file type. So why didn't it work? Oh, that's the one. Okay. And then what about my float term? Float term. There you go. This is my float term, and now I'll highlight. Okay. So if I open this plugin and then highlight, so I should be able to see. I don't see. Anyways, it is what it is. We're gonna debug this one, and we are out here. We are here. I forgot.